A series between eUnited and Cloud9. It's going to be Cloud9 taking a 1-0 lead in this series, stealing away eUnited's map pick, 16-11 on Nuke. And now we go on to Cloud9's map pick, Mirage. I'm ready to get this one underway. We are into the knife round. Should be starting up here. And we'll get to see who starts off on, again, that coveted CT side. Gets the opportunity to start off on the right foot. J-Kroll even going for the bomb plant knife round. What a champion. Shroud just allowed to run right in and... Well, that's all she wrote. Cloud9 going to stay on the CT side. Once again, they win both knife rounds. So, we're ready to go. And this is going to be a good start to this one for Cloud9. This is their map pick. They get to start off on the side that they want as well. So, hopefully eUnited brings something to the table here, because it should be a little bit more, I feel, one-sided for Cloud9's favor. Though eUnited, we have seen them play this map before, and we know that they can do some pretty good stuff on it, so we'll see what they do bring to the table. But ultimately, Cloud9 on the CT side, Shroud, Stewie, Schnothing, Schnotomatic, and Skadoodle facing off against mainline John G, Davey, Mitch, and J-Kroll in mid control, all ready for Cloud9. Nothing's going to get up aggressive towards the top side of mid, with Ska Daddy holding his back. It's going to be underpass the order of the day here for the terrorist side. 3 players coming around from that area. Toes spotted. Heads not claimed just yet, but we will see. There's the push coming out. There's one for Ska, but he's going to get traded immediately. Automatic's going to be there as well on Catwalk to find one. Why am I not switching players? Automatic's going to be able to find 2 from that position. Finally taken down by J-Kroll, so it is going to go into a 2-on-2. Make it a 2-on-1 as Stu in the back lines is able to make mincemeat of John G's face hole, and that's going to put it down to J-Kroll in a 1 versus 2. Not a lot he's going to be able to do in this situation, I don't think, as both Shroud and Stewie going to be tag team back again. Check gets erected. Let's begin. Party on, party people. Let me hear some noise. DC's in the house. Jump, jump, rejoice. Man advantage for C9. Very slow play out of J-Kroll, but the longer he takes, the more questions Cloud9 are going to have to ask as to where his whereabouts are. There we go. He's going to spot one out from the backside of jungle. Go blow for blow, but Stewie's going to wrap around the corner. They're going to double team him down. Shroud picks up the kill ultimately, but it will go 1-0 for Cloud9. So all the stealthiness, all the sneakiness there from J-Kroll, it all comes down to timing. He's not going to be able to infiltrate the back line. Surprised that he actually went for the murder hole push as opposed to falling back in towards the bomb site, but nevertheless, we will see the force buy come out from eUnited, and things are looking decent, to say the least, for Cloud9. Scout comes out for Ska. 3 UMPs and a FAMAS. They know that they're going to be going up against a force buy, so they're going to pick up the armor penetration on those oomps. Get the health at the bottom of the screen for you guys. Apologies for not having that last round. I apologize. Couple of nades exchanged down towards the bottom side of underpass. Davey trying to make a little bit of noise over here. See what he can uncover, as they are going to be on just the pistols and some armor. 2 Tech 9s, 3 P250s. There you go. Now the explosion comes out in towards B. Automatic does manage to pick up 1, but immediately traded. And it's going to go favorably for eUnited. They're going to find a man advantage. They're going to find themselves 2 UMPs to work with. So they've got umps on the back of the P250 players, plus the 2 Tech 9s. Not a good look here for the C9 side thus far. Incendiary comes out. That's going to flush a player out for bank, but he's just going to hold towards the wall side. He's going to be able to pick up 1 on Stu. Now the backstab comes out, and this round is all but done. There you go. So, stolen away, eUnited on the force buy. Culminates in a round win for them, and Cloud9 are going to pull even 1-1. And now that economy swap comes out, do we see the force from Cloud9? Not a force out of C9, but they do pick up a couple of pistols. Stewie's down to $850 dues, so He's not going to have all that cash money going forward into the next round. We do see the scout swapped over to J. Cruel, to two UMPs in hand, Mainline and Mitch. And then they bought up the AK, salvaged the FAMAS. So a lot of firepower here for the eUnited side. Not a whole lot for Cloud9, but we'll see ultimately how it goes. Raptor 4, there was no AWP, so they couldn't pick up an AWP. There was a scout, and they did pick that up. J. Cruel has it. B-stack here from the CT side from Cloud9. Mitch probing for some intel over towards Palace side, but he's not going to be met with any resistance. Nothing, getting aggressive in B halls, looking for the information play. Does get the dink out, but falls immediately afterwards, and Mainline's going to open up the round. Top mid control now for eUnited as they send 3 players plus the bomb over in that direction. And it looks like they're going to go for a cat split. Slow rotation here from the CT side, bringing over the players in towards that B bomb site, but as they fortify it, the T side players will come. Skadoodle caught out. Mainline's going to find his head again. Now it's going to be Davey to find one more. He does get dinked by his teammate down to 11, so a couple of players on the T side are relatively low. However, the C9 players are dropping like flies. It's all down to Stewie in a 1v4. For one, does tag him, but can't bag him, and that's going to be a 2-1 in favor of eUnited. So that switch around looking pretty good for eUnited. We should see the save come out from Cloud9 one more time before the big buy comes out, and it's basically like they didn't win the pistol at all. Alright, well that just happened in chat. Nice. Cool. Nice shot from J. Cruel. Is going to rip Stu's head clean off. They're going to take that man advantage back around. Pacing right now. Very forward for C9. They lose another at the top side of mid. J. Cruel is down to 13 HP, but alive nonetheless. John G's going to go down. Nice shot from Automatic to find one more. Nothing trying to capitalize on the trade, but they're going to get all caught out. Shroud's going to go down. AK will get salvaged, and it's going to go 3-1 in favor of eUnited. So into the buy round we go. Does Skadoodle have enough for an AWP? He does. He can pick up an AWP body armor and still have enough for an aid. He actually opts to pick up 2 flashes. Smart decision. 3-1 scoreline. Curious, the J. Cruel, he's got $9,000 and he stays on the scout. Skadoodle from Ticket Booth with the AWP, but the pressure looks like it's going to get applied over towards the B-bomb site. That's where Shroud's playing by his lonesome. Automatic is on Cat for a fast rotate. Now nothing in Stu. We're going to push up aggressively towards the top side of mid. Might be able to catch out Mitch, and they will do. The push is coming in towards the B-bomb site. Automatic over here by Get Right. He's looking for these players to come around, but Shroud gets isolated and taken down. It's going to go into a 4-on-4. Coming out, they do spot him through the edge of the smoke. Automatic will go down. It's a 3-on-4 now in favor of eUnited. So do get the bomb plant over here in this B-bomb site, and they're looking poised to take another round on the board. J. Cruel trying to get forward position. One player in sight. Nice movement here from Stewie. He manages to spray down 2. Now Scott trying to push a smoke. That's a mistake. Oh, somehow he does actually get the shot on the main line, so whatever do I know. A little bit lackadaisical there from John G. Nice shot from nothing, and they finish off the round. So Cloud9, what looked to be a round for eUnited, comes back around in favor of Cloud9, and they're able to pick it up. Salvage the AWP, bring the M4 over into the next round, and that will go 3-2. Cloud9 pick it up. Into another buy round to eUnited. The $9,000 that they had, well, it's going to be Mitch that picks up the AWP instead of J. Cruel. See if he had a forward position. Yeah, he's going to go for an A ramp pick. Not going to spot anything over in that area, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. He can one-way that smoke a little bit from the bottom side, but it's not going to be fruitful as he's not spotted anybody or sees anybody in that direction, so it's not that big of a deal. The AWP gets swapped back over to J. Cruel. And underpass pressure from Nothing. Davey wants to take this fight. Nothing's going to turn his back. He finds himself a safe place. Top of mid, main line, and a teammate are going to culminate with a frag onto Stewie. Now Shroud bailing out Nothing, but Nothing's already dead to Janji, so it doesn't make a difference. Full B control, but it's going to come down to Skadoodle's AWP. Ticket boost, he manages to find one, trying to get himself out of dodge, and he will fall back. Now he just needs to turret this situation, but they're going to smoke him off in CT. 3-on-3 situation as the bomb gets planted for the A ramp side of the A bomb site. So decent recovery from eUnited now. It's Cloud9 trying to get their way back into this one. It's going to be one player from Connector Automatic. T side has one Tetris, one Sandwich, one A ramp. A very open plant for them as well. Shroud goes down, but Scott hits the shot. He does have a kit. Surprised that he didn't actually go in there and try to stick the bomb. That's awkward. I think he'll actually die with oh, nope, 5 HP. Alright, so Skadoodle stays alive somehow at the end of that round. A little sloppy to say the least, but it will go 4-2 in favor of eUnited, and the money is in shambles for Cloud9, so things looking pretty good for eUnited right now. Two-round difference in favor of eUnited. Nade gonna go deep in towards that B hallway. Not really gonna connect too much damage. Main line is over there. Superior firepower for eUnited. Skadoodle on the AWP. Carried that over from the last round. 2 umps and 2 P250s from C9. Forcing about as hard as they can right here. Difficult situation to say the least if you're a Cloud9 fan. Nevertheless, slow play out from both sides right now, but again, starting to filter their way over towards the B bomb site, and Shroud is there alone with just a UMP, so he's going to have to go massive with this. He's trying to jump spot the corner, seeing if he spots anything, but so far so good, not looking too crazy, but once that explosion comes in, here comes the smokes, here comes the flashes, he's going to smoke out and hide in it. Spotted up, it's a TK, Janji's going to take down main line, but Janji does also take down Shroud, so even though it's still a 4-on-4, still a difficult spot. One more kill there for Nothing before he's traded out. Now Skadoodle's going to have to go to work with this AWP. Davey picking up a second kill. Scott misses the shot. It's going to go a man advantage here for the T side, make it 2. Now Skadoodle trying to get away with his AWP down to 7 HP. He's got to run for the hills. They're going to start chasing. This is the shot. They're going to push on forward. This is another one. Does finally manage to take down Davey, but still in a difficult position. Playing around that smoke, doing it well. And a 4 HP. He's got to get himself out of here. Mitch looking for him. Not going to catch him in time. And somehow Skadoodle stays alive in that whole rigmarole outside of that B bomb site. So once again, he'll carry the AWP over. But his teammates are broke. He's actually going to drop the AWP over to Stewie, who buys up body armor and has a spawn for mid. So Stewie going to be looking over here towards the mid window. Not going to spot anything at the beginning of the round. Again, B hallway seems to be the order of the day for the terror side of eUnited. They found a weakness over in that B bomb site. They know that Shroud plays it most of the time by himself with one player on catwalk for bailout support, but they've been able to isolate and take him down almost every single time that they went towards that area. So not looking so good for C9 right now. 5 rounds on the board already for eUnited. So they've come to play tonight. They got 11 rounds on Nuke earlier, albeit it was their map pick and one of Cloud9's more permanent style bans, but nevertheless, you would expect in a matchup like this that Cloud9 would walk all over these guys. Things looking pretty good for eUnited thus far on Mirage. As it is going to go 3-round difference. eUnited looking for a 4-round difference as they've got the superior firepower on a saving CT side. Execute coming in towards the A bomb site. Should be relatively straightforward. Incendiary towards the sandwich area, but they're going to take down 2. Davies going to find both Shroud and Skadoodle, and that's going to leave nothing to try and frag back, but Mitch has already got him. Automatic goes down. It's all on Stewie, who has the AWP and wants absolutely nothing to do with this round. All the way over on Catwalk by himself. Not likely to find anything. There's one opportunity for him. He's going to capitalize on that. Making his way on around towards Catwalk, but there's a player coming up from lower. He's going to get caught out. Has to get these picks. That's 1. That's 2. Unfortunately, J. Kroll up at the top side of middle will capitalize, take him down 6-2 in favor of eUnited. And they carry over the AK and AWP, and still not a lot of money for Cloud9. They'll probably buy into this round, but it's going to be a struggle buy to say the least. They force into this. They're not going to have a lot of utility. They might not have any kits to work with either, and they don't. 3 smokes, 4 flashes, 1 HE, no incendiaries. Not a good look for Cloud9 right now. This could get out of control. eUnited could definitely capitalize and take a pretty substantial lead into the second half if Cloud9 keep going for these mishmashed force buys. There's a little bit of aggression out of C9, though, towards the A ramp. They're going to capitalize on Mitch. Managed to take him down, and that's going to open up that avenue, but connector control for Janji, and he manages to find Stu on the retreat. So the early aggression pays off, but immediately separated and fragged back out by the aggression coming back around. Now Shroud on the rotation from B, as he does have automatic pushing the upper B hall, so they know that it's clear. He comes back around to CT, finds one by the murder hole, and that's going to swing the man advantage back into C9's favor. Now, nothing close A ramp has an opportunity to just hold this angle and not really worry about too much coming in towards A. He's already got one of the choke points kind of cordoned off. Good peek from J. Kroll, though. Does find automatic, and now that B bomb site is going to be significantly weakened as Shroud is your only player over there. He's going to have to come up huge, playing from bench wall. Does get the one, looking for more. J. Kroll is over there. He's going to smoke himself out. J. Kroll trying to pick over the top of that, but he's got to worry about Janji wrapping to the right side of the site. Somehow, they haven't taken a shot on him. Now they will. They will find him, and he will go down. And now, all of a sudden, Skadoodle gets caught. And it's down to nothing over here on Catwalk. Finds one. Could be traded by J. Kroll, who is over by the van side. Going to play this intelligently and move in towards the site, but he's spotted by nothing. Still trying to make his way in, and there's the headshot. So the round will go the way of C9. Very expensive for them in the grand scheme of things. They do salvage an alt for Skadoodle into the next round, but they're not going to have a lot of money for the rebuys, which means that there is a golden opportunity for eUnited to force into this round and punish that economy wholeheartedly. So once again, we will see the force come out from eUnited. Tech 9, UMP, 2 AKs, and an AWP. And we know J. Kroll's been hitting some shots with it so far. Relatively quiet, but quiet 7-4 nonetheless. 9 rounds behind us, 10th upon us, and we'll see how this ultimately comes to fruition. They do push automatic aggressive. Skadoodle's going to be able to find one as well. They're trying to flash through the smoke. Automatic will get caught out. So they go for the aggressive play, and now Shroud is in a tight spot. He's going to have to find some heads. There's one. Well, he found a second one, but he wasn't able to get the follow-up bullet, and that's going to leave Davey on 9 HP. Skadoodle trying to come around through the windows side of Market. Nothing's already up there on Catwalk as well. Mitch able to find one more. Nade goes out. He's going to claw down a little bit more HP off of him, and again, it comes down into this 1 versus 1. This would be the ultimate punish from eUnited. If Mitch is able to win this round, which he does, now look at the money on the CT side. It's crap. It's absolute crap. So Cloud9 back onto the pistol save. Stewie fully invested in. This could be a force buy into a second eco. And you can see they are going to invest into this one. Skadoodle yet to buy anything. P250, couple of nades. 7 rounds now for eUnited. Fast posturing towards A ramp. Flashbang comes out. Stewie's able to get one dink out, but he peeks before the flash blows, and he's going to go down anyway. Shroud over here on Catwalk. Good flashbang comes out. That's going to counter them so that they don't push up too aggressively, but he's only got a deagle behind this. Another flashbang goes out. He's going to take a little bit of a jiggle peek with it, but that player in front of him is not fully blinded. Now nothing. He's going to give himself up to the death god as Janji, laying up on top of the balcony outside of the A ramp, is going to capitalize with an AK kill onto him. So now it's going to go 2-man advantage for eUnited, and they're looking for an 8th round now. So this is looking very strong from eUnited so far. Their Mirage, I told you before this match started, the Cloud9 should walk all over these guys, but they've obviously come to play, and that their Mirage is not that bad. Clearly proving that time and time again against Cloud9 right now. So at the moment, we're already potentially staring down the barrel of a 3rd map unless something crazy happens here into the second half. But eUnited already poised to take a lead into the second half. It's just a matter of how big that lead is going to be once all things are said and done. Automatic from CT, try to deny the plant. Not going to get there in time. He will go down to Mitch. One more from CT, it's Shroud. Going to go down to the Mac 10 of J. Cruel, leaving just Skadoodle over here towards Connector with head armor and a deagle. They've all bought down. So they're going to go immediately back into another save after this round is done. Scott trying to get the deagle working. Doesn't account for Davey at topside mid. And eUnited already have the lion's share of rounds into the second half with 8 on the T side already. So I'm looking for C9 to pick up the pace here, but as I said before, that was a force buy into a second eco round, so opportunities abound for eUnited to pick up another round. Skadoodle already tagged up to 37. That nade's going to take him off the map. Underpass push, main line, getting flanked out from multiple angles, will go down to automatic. Janji, there to back him up, is going to be able to find one. They salvage that AK. I can never pick up guns from that far away. It's infuriating. Shroud will go down, leaving Tim, your last man standing. Trying to do what he can with the P2000, but not going to get very far with it. And eUnited, 6-round lead, 9-3 in the opening 12 rounds. All in all, things looking good for eUnited. Back onto the buy from the CT side, but again, look at the utility. Not a lot to speak of. Janji does get tagged up through the smoke in middle. Little spray down going his way. He's going to be down to 61 to start off this round. No up in the hands of Ska. He is down there at 8 kills. Actually, I say down there, but it's partially top fragging with the rest of his team. They're all relatively close. They just haven't been able to pick up a lot of rounds. It's been Davey and Janji doing the work here for the T side of eUnited. And again, it's mid-control from eUnited that they're exercising. J. Cruel's going to clap automatic on Cat. That's going to be the opening pick that they were looking for. Nothing's been tagged down to 40. So a lot of damage going out heavy onto the CT side, and the man advantage already swung towards eUnited. So, again, a very difficult position for them to be in for Cloud9. Looks like it is going to ultimately be a hit towards the A bomb site. They're going to leave Davey in a good position to lurk here. Shroud getting aggressive in the B halls is allowing Skadoodle to rotate back over towards A. The issue, though, is Davey's late play on jungle. That's something that I want you guys to pay attention to. Davey standing outside. Now he makes his move. Comes in towards jungle side. Should have nothing dead to rights. Nothing is going to go down anyway. It's going to be Stewie in the back of the site. Skadoodle's going to be able to find one. They're answering the call, and here comes Davey. It's Mitch to actually find the kill, but Davey was there just in case. Now it's Shroud coming around, flanking from the A ramp, but Cloud9 are getting destroyed right now. It's going to go 10-3. Able to find one. That nade going to be off the mark. J-Cruel trying to finagle his way around the boxes. Will peek out. Not going to lose his life. Still trying to take this fight. There you go. Mitch will come on out. He gets the 3 kills on the round, and it's going to go 10-3. So not the best look we've ever seen from Cloud9 throughout their history, but hopefully they can bring something more to the table once we get over onto the terrorist side, because they've shown us absolutely nothing on CT. eUnited haven't even really been doing anything all that elaborate. They've been lurking down in the bottom side of mid, boosting a player up for window, and then dedicated hitting a bomb site. Automatic in window. Deagle not going to connect. He's going to go down. Nothing will get a refrag, though. Now Shroud on catwalk. We'll find one on J-Cruel. Looking for another. Mitch tagged down very low. We'll hold the phone for a second. We're into a 3-on-3. Nothing already rotating over towards the B-bomb site. Looking for the Deagle frag. We'll find it on a Mitch. Not realized just yet the main line is wrapping sight on him. It is the man advantage right now for the CT side. Main line just has to stay alive until his teammate can get over here and bail him out. There's the peek out. Nothing, though, with an AWP that he salvaged off a catwalk. Is able to find one. Stewie trying to find the shot. Nothing. Trying to find the shot. And they're both going to get tagged down relatively low. Stewie did manage to make his way out through the window of Marketplace, so he will find himself into a favorable trade position. And they will steal away the round. AWP gets salvaged. That'll go into the hands of Skadoodle. 10-4 scoreline. And Cloud9 absolutely need to get this second round here. So off the back of a bit of a hero play from nothing last round, 2 Deagle frags and an AWP kill, they're able to pick up another round, Cloud9. Incendiary goes out. Somehow that's not hitting Stewie. Curious as to how that wasn't actually hitting Stewie. It's going to be gone by the time that I get back over there. But wasn't there fire like up on the top? It looked like there was fire up top. Davey in the meantime finds Shroud at B. He's had a really difficult time holding that bomb site. Good bit of damage going out, but it's a double up setup, and they didn't account for Skadoodle to be down there towards the bottom side of connector at all either. I know that the incendiary landed on the stairs and not the connector, but it looked like it splashed up on top of the wall there. I'm sure somebody can clip that and bring it to light for me. All the incendiaries for Davey over there towards the Marketplace. 3-on-2. 2 players very low on the CT side. Davey bleeding on only 16 HP, so it's going to be mostly J-Cruel to try to lock this round down. Double up, set up onto the retake here and towards the B-bomb site. Davey, though, is able to find one. Nice headshot comes out from Ska. And Stewie, yet to let his presence be known, will come around from the backside and find the kill. So we'll go 10-5. Thank you for saving us a little bit of time, Stewie. Picking up the kit. So a 5-round lead for eUnited. Is it going to be enough, though? That's a pretty tremendous terrorist side half, to say the least. And we'll be going into the second half pistol right here, right now, to see whether or not eUnited can clean up this second map and push it onto a third map, or if we're going to be seeing Cloud9 make this comeback and go 2-0 in the series. Again, Skadoodle, the utility man when it comes to these pistol rounds. He's going to pick up a smoke flash. They've got a kit on J-Cruel, 1 smoke on him as well. A couple of decoys, but body armor being the order of the day for 8 out of the 10 players that are in the server. Scott taking a nap over there towards terrorist spawn, but that's okay. He's got his teammate automatic up top, Jiggle peeking his little rear off. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. And again, the 5-round difference here. Cloud9 desperate for a pistol round victory. You idiots posting cringe in chat. It's cringe that you post cringe, you dumbasses. 10-5 scoreline. eUnited trying to make this one a very clean pistol round, and so far so good, but nothing. Couple of lightning fast headshots there. They've also got cat control in the form of Shroud trying to take a duel with J. Cruel, and he'll do just that. Takes him down. Now Shroud trying to hold over by Get Right, and we'll see what they can do. Bomb yet to get planted, but it's a 3-on-2 man advantage here for Cloud9. John G trying to come around from market. Nothing. Biding his time for the time being. John G making a lot of noise. Nothing's got it lined up. He's looking for the head to jump around. Nice shot from mainline. Oh, he doubles it up. He finds one onto nothing as well. And all of a sudden, it's down to automatic. Can he bring this one back? Diffuse starting to come out. Automatic yet to get over here. Spots him in the smoke. Manages to find one, but mainline's there. And he has the kit as well. That is going to be the pistol round victory for eUnited. And even though Cloud9 won the pistol in the opening half, they got ecoed immediately afterwards, thus spawning that run of rounds that eUnited were able to pick up in that opening half. And now we'll see eUnited well onto the good foot into this second half. 11-5 scoreline, 6 rounds being the difference, but the money and the firepower in their hands. You'll see a full save out of Cloud9. They're going to upgrade a couple of pistols, but nothing too major. And they'll go for that third round AK buy. Also, thanks Brights1 for clipping that molly. I wanted to take a look at that fire and see if I could spot exactly what happened with that, but that was interesting to say the least. A couple of kills coming in from Cloud9, though. A lot of kills actually coming in for Cloud9. This is a full save, by the way. A couple of upgraded pistols, yeah, but the rest, no armor, no nades, no nothing. And they're down into a 2-on-5, so not the best sitch to be in if you're eUnited, but nothing will get caught out in the B halls, and a couple of them are low, so could get traded and picked up, but going blow for blow, and it will be all down to Mitch. Now, he did clutch that 2 versus 1 on Nuke before. He gets spotted out over there towards the catwalk, and that's going to be a couple of shots into his back, and now Skadoodle close range should be able to clean this up easy. And there you go. So Cloud9 do to eUnited what eUnited did to Cloud9 in the first half. They're able to steal away around. Now look at the buku bucks that they have as well. They salvage over the scout. They're going to bring that into the next round. They've got the MP9, so that's money farm for them. But it's going to be a force buy coming out from eUnited. We'll see what they can do behind that. It's Deagles, FAMAS, 5-7, and CZ. Flash up to the top side of mid. They're going to be looking for that mid control. Second incendiary in towards connector, but that's going to fizzle in the smoke, so main line can continue to be perched up there towards the top side of connector, watching for the underpass aggression. Not going to spot anything just yet, as there is nobody over there, but there is nothing in that B hallway, just watching for the counter push from the CT side. Not going to be coming his way just yet. Flashbang goes out. Mitch is going to try to take a peek in towards the B halls. I think that flash was a little bit short. Does nothing tempt the fates and push aggressively behind that. That incendiary actually comes right back at him, so if he pushes through, he might get a little toasty. Deciding not to make that move just yet. Respoke into window room, flashbang to follow, and now they're going to take a little bit of mid control. J. Cruel close up, going to spot a whole lot of bodies over here on catwalk. Does manage to find one, but Shroud's going to chase, and we'll take him down. But now it's mainline's turn to step up. Gets the dink as well onto automatic, and Mitch with the deagle finds nothing. So we're down into a 2 versus 2, but automatic on 1 HP. Not a lot he's going to be able to do from this position. What in the world? I don't know what that was. That gun was just perpetually falling. Nice shot from Stewie, though. Is going to bring things into a 1 versus 2. An automatic gets by the murder hole. Clean. No backstab just yet. Finally, Stewie finishing off the round, and Cloud9 are going to find a 7th on the board. Now it's time for them to make that comeback, but for now, it's going to be slow and arduous process. eUnited back onto the pistols, back to the save. And Cloud9 looking poised to make this 1 round closer. No flash on the CT side. Zeus in hand for J. Kroll. Where is he going to play with that? Doesn't really matter. It's a fast push in towards B, so he's not really going to get an opportunity, I don't think, to use that. Yeah, not even going to get a chance to whip it out. Clean round for Cloud9. Exactly what the doctor ordered. They absolutely need to make these rounds clean. That way they can stack up as much money bonus as they can. The buy from the CT side. J. Kroll on the op with the body armor, but the rest of them are going to be on M4s. No head armor for anybody. And they're carrying 2 MAC-10s, so this could be inherently dangerous for eUnited just based off of the fact that they could get shredded down by headshots from those MAC-10s. So very scary. A couple of players already up towards that B hallway. Bomb is over in that direction as well, so this could be a little bit difficult to say the least for the CT side of eUnited. Could be a boatload of damage coming their way in the form of those MAC-10s. You can see the 2 MAC-10s are the 2 furthest up at the end of that hallway, just waiting for that smoke to fade. Flashbang from nothing to drop over the top. Stu put a nade on the other side of that smoke, just in case. The flashbangs go out. They're going to make a move behind this automatic. In the meantime, able to pick up Davey. And now they're going to start barreling out in towards the site. They smoke off catwalk. They're going to push on forward. And now look at this position from Stewie. He manages to find one. Swaps over for the op. Hello. No, able to get the second one, but it was all a ruse. Now it's going to come down to this MAC-10, and again, the MAC-10's doing the work. 2 kills so far on the back of the SMGs into this round. Now they got to be careful, but Skadoodle's going to be able to find one more. Automatic as well, and a clean round again from Cloud9. They keep 3 alive, and they're going to go into the next round with some salvaged utility. So it will go 2 rounds, pardon me, yeah, 2 rounds the difference right now. 11-9 in favor of eUnited, but they have come to a complete halt here in the second half. Flash out over the top of the A slope. That's just going to be Stewie over there probing for information as the top mid control comes out again from Cloud9. I'm going to put the bomb down on the ground right outside of the top of mid, but they are going to start to push aggressively on the eUnited side. Main line's going to fall, though. Stewie in a prime position. Nothing, though. Not ready for Mitch's position next to the van, and he will go down. Does manage to get some decent damage in, but falls in the long run anyway. J. Kroll in window. Can't find a gap in the smoke, so he's not going to have an opportunity. Incendiary to the bottom side of underpass, but that's not going to make much of a difference. As Mitch is going to have to do the work, but he goes down immediately to Shrewd. Pushing through the smoke, though. Automatic throws his life away. We're back into a 3-on-3. Remember, they did buy up some body armor. J. Kroll finds one, but traded by Skadaddy, and now it's time for the pounce from John G. Does manage to find one. Now he can switch up his position. Stewie trying to get that bomb down. Will do so. But he will go down. And eUnited, I was talking about them kind of going stale for a little bit. I don't think there's an AWP anywhere, Chief. So John G will ultimately win the 2v1 and the round in favor of eUnited. They're going to extend their lead back to 3 and go up 12-9. So a good look from eUnited now. However, with the way that those last couple of rounds have gone for the terror side of Cloud9, they've got buku bucks saved up. They're going to be able to reinvest wholeheartedly into this round, and Ska should even be comfortable enough to go onto the AWP, and he will do just that. And again, incendiary towards connector side. Smoke going to go out towards the bottom, and mainline knows exactly how to line that up so those incendiaries aren't going to be too much of a pesky problem for him in the connector area, so he can continue to watch towards underpass. No early aggression over in that area. As you can see, it's going to be nothing up towards the top side. Incendiary comes out. A couple of players in bottom side mid here from the T side, and again, it's mid control the order of the day for Cloud9. Seems to be something that they've fancied so far throughout this matchup. Flashbang goes out. No peek in connector just yet. A little bit of a back and forth between J. Kroll and Shroud, but neither of them going to be able to connect just yet. Davey is up there. Oops, spotted. Automatic's going to find the spam and take him down. J. Kroll trying to navigate this smoke. One on the other side. Misses the no-no, and that's going to be Shroudy Poo taking him down. That's John G on back firebox. Stu is over here. Just spotting for jungle. Shroud spotting for the under balcony presence. And they're going to start moving in towards A, but this is their insurance policy, John G. And there's the off frag on the main line. They still haven't found John G. Now they will, and they get the trade immediately. So Stewie poised up on the top there. Ooh, did they spot him? Automatic. Hello? Okay. 12-10, double digits for both sides now, and it is going to be a 2-round advantage for eUnited, but the reset comes out once again for them, and they'll be back on the pistols unless they opt to force buy into this, which I don't think they should. Mm-hmm. So again, back into the action. 3 players back over towards the top side of mid here for the terrorist side of C9. Incendiary goes back in towards connector. This time mainline not going to get too aggressive behind it. Nice shot from nothing. Mitch completely obliterated between the posts. He's going to go down, and now Davy's going to try to take up his position. A little sloppy from nothing, but he does ultimately get the kill, and Automatic's going to be able to capitalize on one. I think they know that Jacob is over here. He's going to make the drop out, and Shroud's going to spray him down. I feel like Shroud goes through like 375 sprays a day. There it is. 1 round now the difference. eUnited on 12, 11 for Cloud9. So let me ask, where did this 1.6 thing spawn from? Because it seems like a fresh, dank meme that I'm not up to speed on. Is it just because Nothing was one of the better 1.6 players out there back in the day, and that you guys are posting 1.6 in chat about, or? I'm just curious. Where did that spawn from? I assume it's because he was an old school 1.6 player, and that would be why. Yeah, no. I've played against Nothing on LAN in 1.6. Trust me, it wasn't a fun experience. Skadoodle, Nothing, Stu, and Davey all getting on the board here early in the round. Davey's trying to go for another one. That's how you use a 5.7, ladies and gentlemen. Just shoot as fast as you can with complete disregard for your own bodily good. 12-12, though. Cloud9 bringing it back. I feel you guys. I understand the spam. I get it. Yeah, I played at a lot of X3O lands back in the day in 1.6, and I had the misfortune of playing against Nothing when he was on EMG. Yeah. Oh! Dirty. Mitch, nice headshot there onto Nothing. That was the flash that I was talking about the other day when I was casting a match on Mirage. Good job from Automatic and Stu, though, to crack open this A bomb site. Now it's open for business. There is one player over here. J. Cool trying to get around the backside of the smoke. They're hugging. Shroud, well, he had enough of it. The warm embrace was a little too much for him. He got shy, and he decided to kill him anyway. Automatic going to be able to open up onto Mitch as well, leaving it just down to Davey. Does manage to find one, but it's a 1v3 now, and it's a very difficult situation. They can start to move that bomb up Cat and in towards that B bomb site. Shroudy looking for him to come around from CT. We will find him. Alright, so back onto the pistols for eUnited, and now Cloud9 starting to make their run at this one. Their T side has been substantial, to say the least. Their CT side, not so much. One play down into underpass right now. Are they going to push out and flank him? They could. Automatic caught reloading. That's awkward. Shroudy Poo's going to be there, though. Main line with the one banger takes him down, and now Mitch, one banger for himself, and Nothing is going to go down. It's a 3-on-2. Mitch still hunkered down in the corner, going to get caught out by Stewie, and now it's going to go back even strength 2-on-2, but the HP advantage favoring the CT side. Let's see if they can get in and get that bomb plant. Very slow from the Cloud9 side. They get the picks, and then they just hold these positions. John G going to get boosted up, looking for Stu. They haven't crossed into the site yet. Now he's going to peek out, and they're both postured up on Cat. It's going to be down to Skadoodle. He's going to go down as well. So we're back tied up, even 13-13. This one looking like it could go the distance for map number 2. So 26 rounds now behind us, up into the 27th. Double up setup for the CT side again, and this time it's going to be Davey and J. Cool. Now Davey spotted, Davey dead. One more for automatic. Going to be looking for something else. There is one on catwalk that he's got to be wary of. John G. Looking for some action. Will get caught out by nothing as he pushes through the smoke. J. Cruel gets a one and done as well on the Shroud before Scott can get the trade. So it leaves it on Mitch, 1v3. And again, we've seen him clutch some rounds earlier in this series, but a tall task to say the least. And not only is this going to hurt eUnited as far as not maintaining the lead anymore, it's also going to hurt eUnited in terms of their economy. Nothing trying to go for the pre-fire, but he's going to go down. And that incendiary is well placed. 17 HP. He's going to push on through, come up the stairs. They've got Skadoodle watching it, and well, Mitch is going to fall back from this one. Deciding to prioritize the AK over trying to get the round win, and well, that's the right decision, I think. It's going to go 14-13 Cloud9. A couple of rounds left to be played out, but again, the money's going to be in the dumpster for the CTs. They could force. Mainline's got 5,500, 4950 on John G, and that looks like exactly what they're going to do, yeah. M4 picked up. John G's going to pick up an AWP. No, it was dropped. We go back to J. Kroll, UMP, M4, Davey on a 5.7. Last time Davey was on the 5.7, though, remember, he did pick up 2 kills. Good movement from J. Kroll. Easy kill. Mitch looking to maybe get a little bit aggressive. Flashbang comes out around the corner. He's going to back off. He's going to opt to go for the jump peaks over towards the van side. Decent amount of utility usage here from the Cloud9 side already. 3 Molotovs, 3 flashes, and an HE. No smokes left for him. 1 smoke for the CT side and 2 incendiaries with a handful of flashes, 4 of them to be exact. 2 kits on the board as well. Mainline and Mitch going to pick those up. Easy shot for Scott Daddy. And now Stu in the ladder room. Spotted and fragged. 3-on-4. It goes in favor of eUnited. These round trades all over the place right now. Spotted in the back of sight. Davey, not blinded, but walled down. Automatic's going to find one. And now he has to bow out. John G coming around from the connector side is going to spot him. Not able to locate the frag just yet. And they're going to plant for Tat. A couple of incendiaries go out in that direction. That's going to hold them back for the time being. Nothing dodging a flash. Ooh, and John G making noise over towards Catwalk, getting hit by the fire, so he's going to be in an awkward position now. Automatic on Catwalk, though, gets 1. Looking for the final one. It is down to just John G, 1 versus 2. It's automatic on the back of a 3K to close out the round. Cloud9 going to find themselves on map match and series point. We'll see if they can finish things off, as again, the money for the eUnited side is in the toilet. Very close matchup, though. If it does go 16-13, then it would go 32-24 over the entire duration of this series, which is a pretty substantial amount of rounds that eUnited were able to get on Cloud9. Swan dive into the best night of your life. Nothing completely annihilates J. Cole trying to get cheeky over there on Catwalk like he did in the last round. This time, not going to fare as well. Mitch over by jungle, looking for these players to come around towards connector. Pop flash into Palace, not going to net anything except a little bit of information that there's nobody in that area, but here it is, automatic, opening things up as mainline does hit the dirt. So things looking good here for Cloud9 to close out this series 2-0. Definitely have to say that eUnited were heavy underdogs, but they showed a lot of heart tonight. Absolutely showed a lot of heart. And, you know, if a couple of those eco-round victories that Cloud9 were able to pick up on either one of the maps didn't go their way, then we may have seen a much closer series, or at least gone 3 maps. The push is coming in towards the B-bomb site, which is open. Stewie's going to be over here trying to distract as the bomb works its way towards Cat. Davey is here with an AK. And now Davey is dead. It's all down to John G, the hopes and dreams of a generation. He's got a 5.7, so he can definitely win this. Until Stewie. And that's going to be it. Oh, oh, God. Stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Oh, God. Oh, sweet mother of God. Okay. Well, with that being said, we are, let me double check and see what we're doing for our next matchup. Yeah, we've got the next one, I believe. Okay. So we're actually going to switch over to the main channel for the final matchup, which is going to be the CLG Bees Money Crew map. So everybody that's in chat with me right now, thank you for coming over to this one. But swap over. We had about 10,700 people. If you're interested in seeing the CLG game that's coming up after this, then go to the Starladder _CS_EN channel. Just delete the 2 off of the end of the browser, and that's what channel we're going to be on. So I'm going to kill the stream here, and I'm going to fire it up on the other side. So I will see you guys over there in just a few minutes.